Metrology.
The scientific study of measurement. Well, hello folks, my name's Ian and welcome to my shed. Metrology. I think she said it slightly bit better than I did. The study of measurement. Okay, Hafims. Metrology, part 1. Hafims standing for half a factory in my shed. I was fortunate a few months ago, many months ago, that a factory that had closed down, an engineering factory, and before, it had closed down, they'd ripped all the machinery out, and just before the scrap men were to come in, I was asked, do you think there's anything here that might suit you in the old storeroom? And I went up and had a look, and filled my car, filled my shed, and it's taken me a while, but I now need to go through it and sort out what I've got, what may be of any use to a wannabe engineer. I can hear Glyn Nolan laughing there. Right, people have seen what I've got over a few videos. Raphael Scrapper, for example, we've talked about this, it was on his live stream, and he's saying it's okay, so you've got all this stuff, you're never going to use it. Some of it's broke and it's just taking up space in your shed. So yeah, he's right, and it's like, well, let's go through it, see what, if I can keep a couple of items out of it that might be useful to me when I do finally set up my engineering shop. That still is a retirement project. And you never know, there might be some stuff in this that some of the viewers may want, even if it's only wall art. The Paul at the Knackler's workshop, when you'll see some of the micrometers, I gave him a really large one, and it don't work. He's going to use that as wall art. Maybe there's some people out there would like one of these. I don't know. Let's go and have a look at what I got in that half a factory. It took a little bit of tidying up, but we've got it tidied up a little and spread out. I've kind of put together all the measurement equipment, marking out equipment, anything that you can measure with. And let's kind of put it on the tripod and have a quick look. You know, we'll start off even with sort of a couple of electronic things. This was in here, a nice wannabe Fluke 7030. It's digital and analog. Oh, hey, we still got power. So not a lot of power. I think I need to change that battery, but it has been stored for a good while, so I've got some spare probes for that, and that's useful. Similarly, there's a smaller one of those somewhere. We'll come to it. I got this. This is called the Greatag Macbeth D19C. Now, if you want to Google that, you'll find that there are thousands of pounds. I don't know if it works. It's take that back off, and it's got a rechargeable battery pack. That bit tells me it's 7 volts. Strange, but 7 volts, and there's a 7 volt input. So I will at some point jury rig that up, switch it on, and see if it actually lights the LED screen up. What does it do? Under here somewhere, I haven't quite figured out how, or it might even be that. Under there somewhere, it's for measuring colour, or ink, or print, or photographs. To get, that will tell you, like, if you've got a red down, how red it is against a screen. I think, from what I've googled and looked on screen, not going to be any use to me, is it? Really too high tech for me, but one never knows. There might be somebody out there who wants one of them. I'm going to just put you on the tripod, it's going to be easier. Oh, look at that, here we go up again. A imperial and millimetric vernier, 18 inches, 15 inches, 18 inches. So that was a phone call. Okay, well that phone call took all night. It was the day after. What was I up to? I was up with this 18 inch caliper, really. Well, it moves, it's stiff, but you can see where it's pretty clear there. Give it a little bit of whoosh, bit of wire wool. Across the top, across the bottom. Oh, well that's certainly a bit freer. I actually like something like that. It's the tape measure's easy, but you know, if you just want to, you know, if I'm in the shed and I just want to find something at 10 inches, I can just go along and, oh, that'll do. You know, nope, not big enough. That's my excuse. Plus, I like using old tools right like this, so that'll clean up rather nicely. A small vernier gauge there, actually. Well, that's one, and I've got something similar. That's got a maker's name on it. That's ST Leicester, Cleveland, US of A, and that is a 24 inch. Put the calipers outside, and I'll deal with these height verniers. Right, okay, this one's a Chesterfield, Chestermount, Sheffield, 67, 26.5 inches. I've got another one here which is again Chestermount, that is 20 inches, and this is a generic one, no name on that. Tell a lie, there is something. Tell a lie, there is something there called West Shop VA number 145. That one actually moves quite freely. These, I'm not even attempting to move them without cleaning them up. Right, they both, all three seem to be missing something off here, but that one at least will be useful, and I'll explain why now. That's because I do a lot of work on gas bottles, on cylinders, and I need to draw a parallel line accurately round the circumference. What I made was this. I just happened to find a piece of steel, a pole-in, found a tube that was a pretty good fit. I made this wooden block with a slit in, got a screw in, and I put some brackets on to hold a marker pen, so I can get that to the height I want. I can tighten the screw, hold that in place, and then I can draw around the circumference of a cylinder. So I might be able to alter that and put a marker pen on there, or even a scribe on it, something like that. So I'll find one of them is going to be useful. Right, suppose we get a quick delve into the micrometer calipers. What we've got here is a big large caliper. It's got an anvil, the vernier, and it's got also a guide across top, so I guess you can set that. Oh, it does move. You can see the shiny bit where it's never moved for donkey's years. Right, so I guess you can set it so you can go to a certain depth and measure it. Measurement, how big is that? That's 14 inches to that anvil. Well, that moves simple enough. Oh, that moves. Take it, give it a polish. With it all the way back from that anvil to the 16.5 inches. Right. And the clock. Well, the clock, if I can focus in on it, is 0.001, so that's 1/1000th of an inch. I'll put that on 2, and if I don't forget, this is probably not been pressed in for a long time, but it seems to be still pretty accurate. Still going back to the mark. People saying, Ian, what are you doing pressing something so hard? So even after depressing it, God knows how far, half an inch, still. Right, so if I press it half an inch, it still looks pretty accurate, but what use is it to me? I'm never going to measure anything that big. Well, big one out the way. I'm going to have to try and whip through these. This is something but similar but smaller. It's got a screw-in anvil. It's got another one that depth point there. Now this one has got, you can see that Right, so this one has got 2 little levers here with where you can alter both of these positions like that. Okay, so I guess this is some sort of comparison device, because if I now try and squash the anvil, wow. Oh, that's taking some pressure. Oh, there we go. Little something floated in from the outside then. Let's try that again. I'm pressing considerably there. That is moving that. So that is making the end of my finger white. You can see there, that's some pressure to move that. I don't know if that's right or not. But again, not something I think I'm ever going to use. So again, something it's got to go. Walmart, eBay, Fleabay, whatever. Pile of junk ones now. Okay, right, I'm going to have to try and just flip through these, otherwise we're going to be here a long time. Quite a bunch of calipers. That's stiff, that ain't moving. So that's the one. That one's called Masai. I don't know if that means anything to anybody. Well, it moves, it's a little stiff, but it does move. And the ratchet moves quite nicely at the end. So 75 to 100 mil, 3 inch to 4 inch, possibly worth having. Again, rock solid, ain't moving. That one's a Starrett. Bigger one. Oh, fine movement. That worked, that moved well. don't know. No, not so good pile. Etalon, made in Switzerland. Well, maybe there's be some people out there who collect these. That's so the ratchet at the end does move, but again very stiff. That's free, in and out. The ratchet again works. Any make on it? Well, there's a very fancy M with a little apostrophe at the top. It could be Mititoyo, I don't know. Oh, here we go. This is an unusual one. I can just clean that up. Okay, well that says MPJ Gauge and Tools Co Limited. Oh no, well that anvil moves, but that gauge doesn't. So, and that looks, of course, very similar to that. Maybe somebody that knows what they are, but I don't. Right. These are just going to be more and more of the same. Oh, that moves nicely. Junk. Probably junk. Calibrated. 1st of the 4th, 2001. It moves. What does that say? Do not use. This one moves nicely. Oh, doesn't make a click, but the fine measurement's working, and it's a Brown and Sharp. Brown and Sharp. Getting nowhere here. What does this one say? Anvils out of line, reading minus 0.0015, unable to adjust. Seized. And the last one, made in England, no name, no end on, seized up. So all in all, pretty much a pile of junk, with some that do work for rough measuring, I guess. So some I'll pull out, put to one side. Well, I don't know what I've got in the other boxes yet. There's piles of other boxes yet. So let's crack on. Now I've noticed I'm using this iPhone 7 that sometimes if I come up here like that, then go back down there, it's out of focus. I'm sorry about that. I ain't going through this again. Just let me clear this lot up, see what we got in the boxes. Best thing to do is to just fly through these, fly through that, have a look at that and see what's in those two boxes. Right, first box, Spurs, 8-inch to 33-inch internal mic. Got a catch on. Oh, if I take you off now, isn't it? Inside micrometer. British throughout, Moore and Wright, Sheffield. There's obviously something missing. I don't know what. These are... I don't know how to use them. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just going through what I've got. Right, so threaded at one end. Sorry, threaded at one end, thread at the other. So I guess they screw into each other, and then you put an anvil in, tighten it up, bring it out, stick it on the inside of a big micrometer. Cylinder gauge. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Ooh, like the rats have been at it. Depth micrometer. That's going to need a good clean up. With an anvil. Moves nicely. Well, I think I could make use of that. Heavy enough, 100 to 200 micrometer. Ooh, and that looks to be, oh, complete. What's these? Focus. That's 175 mil. Oh, I know, that's for calibrating. You put it through there and read off there. Again, I think that means I can bin all those others, bin them, and keep that one. Ah, there we go. Minty Toyo, that's a good make. So the other one I said was a fancy M with a little apostrophe. So the other thing I saw, and that it had the same like sort of flower. So a couple of other things I had were also Minty Toyo. What we got here? Oh, wow. Heavy at one end. Calibration 1996. Whoa. Right. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Reference only. Right, so the others are something missing off there again. Or is there anything missing? I don't know. This one's got a carbide thing on, but it does appear to be pointing downwards. Has it been hit, bent? Has that been dropped? That don't look vertical to me. Possibly a shame. DDR. Name on it, so I'm going to say that's been dropped. Is that fixable? Is it worth fixing? Don't know. So at this point I should be saying that they've come out of the stores, so they've probably been taken off the shop floor because they were inaccurate. When the factory closed down, and the employees there probably thought they weren't even worth taking. Somebody like me thinks they're worth taking. End of the day, I mean, if it's only iron, it's worth something. Back to the boxes. I know I'm dragging this out a bit. Well, there is a lot of stuff, but we've got a big box here. What's in here? Oh, an even bigger micrometer. That one's a Starrett. It moves. it moves. Oh, and that's all right. Upside down, but it says 12-inch. That's a big 12-inch, that is. You know why that is? Because there's no anvil. Right, well, that's those boxes. That, and that big long box. Moving fast. That didn't come with it. Not really, that ended up there. Wow. Big heavy thing with 6-inch tape measure, 6-inch ruler, pretty ropey, but useful for drawing a straight line. And got something in there, a screw end off a micrometer. Put that in there. Oh, what's this? This is heavy. Oh. Nothing like that. Oh, that's nice. Nice. That's a surface table, a marking out table. Got a few dinks in it, in a few places. What appear to be any. Well, I was looking for a maker's mark, maker's name. Couldn't see anything, and I saw this arrow, and I thought, oh, well, it's usually the MOD arrow, the King's arrow, which was put on all the stuff made for the Second World War. When I'm going to say, well, there's usually a date that accompanies that. Then I moved over, and there's an. And we come over and we've got another mark with 85. I don't know what that means, but over here we've got a date, 1943. So ex-military surface table. And like I said, it's got a few dings and dints in it, but still relatively smooth. Right. Is that worth putting a diamond stone on it? Take off the dint there. There you've got a dint. You can feel that. Little bit raised. Is that worth is it like taking a diamond stone, going over the top? I don't know. Turning it over on a glass plate, with a million grit wet and dry. I think that would do for me. It's not as though I'm building a rocket, is it? And go to Mars. Okay, 2 left. We'll deal with that while we're at it. Let's put that on there. That was a good fit, weren't it? Hey, oh, we all know what those are. We all know what that is, don't we? Hey, machine level. Machine level and at 18 inches in length. However, what appears to be fantastic has got a busted level in it. There's a maker's name there. Rabone and Son. So I do know that you can buy replacement vials, and I've seen on YouTube, and it could have been A-Bomb or some other bigger engineering YouTube channels, and they show you how to put one in and to calibrate it. Underneath seems to be pretty good condition. That is a very nice find if I can spend some money on it to do up. Right, oh well, I should have guessed what that was when that came with it. That looks like, I don't know, looks like more of an apprentice piece than it does. But anyway, useful scribe on a up and down vertical pole. To the left, sorry, I might be dragging this on too long, sorry. One long box. I like this old style clasp that's broken off. Not got a Scooby-Doo. Let me pause and have a look. Right, I've had a little play. Each one of those is marked 24 inches. That one's marked 1 inch, 3 inch, and that one's 2 inch. So it appears that you can screw them onto the end, and then there's a point here. You can screw onto the end of that. And having screwed that 2 inches to that 24 inches, I can confirm that from the end of there to the end of there is in fact 26 inches. So it's some sort of long measuring stick, quite accurate measuring stick. My God, what am I going to do with that? Anybody want it? Anybody know what it's for? I don't know. There's obviously some other bits missing. Well, that's what I've got, and I don't want it. So, not finally, because I've still got another one to show in here, and I can go through that. But this is. Oh, come on, open it up here. I don't know. I absolutely don't know. Right. Lovely. Machined. Do they call these 1, 2, 3 blocks? 2, 3, 4 blocks? 1, 2, 3 blocks. They've got a little ridge at each end. Nicely made. Countess Uncommon bolts. I've got no doubts they're really accurate. We've got some aluminium though, seized in. T-slots, kind of like T-slots. Rather large though to go through there. I can't see that they belong. Well, they're in here, but I don't think there's no places for them. I don't think these belong with it. Right. It's long. Or is it? I'll measure it. Well, it's 49.5 inches long. I don't know what it is. Right. My initial thoughts are, what can I do with this? Well, I have a milling machine, but I don't have any parallels. Okay, so this might upset people. Do I cut lengths off it? Do I shorten it and make myself some parallels out of it? And I can hear people screaming. If anyone knows what it is, let me know. Let me know if you want it. I'm not sure what to do with it. All it's doing is taking up room in my shed. Right, I'm being dense. I turned it over, and actually these fit just nicely in those bolts. So it's maybe some kind of holding down equipment, leveling equipment, possibly. You do that, and then you put that spirit level on top. I don't know. Like I say, some people might know what this is. I know it's going away for a bit. So I've quick through that, and one last thing. One pile of assorted miscellaneous things. Old calipers. All cheap. That's definitely cheap, that, ain't it? Calibration. '11th of the 10th, 00. That's 22 years old. Probably state of the art. Oh, it moves nicely. Maybe I should try it with a battery. See what happens. Faulty display. Well, there ain't no display on it. Again. Like an Aldi one, that. Absolute ADS Digimatic. However, what these can be useful for, right, is right. You'll see plenty of people use the calipers as scribers. If that tightens up, right, so I could set that to a distance and I could scribe. I could, without ruining my own calipers. So yeah, they could be useful in that way. A couple of broken clocks. Well, that one actually moves. Mercer. I guess not really worth anything. A big arm, adjustable arm. Useful inside of a 0.01 10,000ths of a clock. Brass. Well, let's tip it out. Right. Well, the clock aims, but the gauge has fell off. And that certainly ain't coming back out once you shove it in. Some micrometer bits. A stop go. I guess green is go. Marked up 5,000th. Or it's marked up 5. It's marked up 5, and on this side it's marked up 5.2. So I guess you drill a hole and you poke that in. And if it won't go in, if it goes, I don't know. You poke that in, it's dry. I don't know. Is that a go, no go? I'm not a clue. Oh, we've got an anvil. Some other bits. We've got to get another multimeter. Dead as a dodo. Might be worth finding out where that goes on there. Find that lead. Is it worth it? I don't know. Something to play with. I missed one last thing, which was this 12-inch Moran Wright measuring stick calibration rod. Right, I've got to now clean my bench to show you the last thing on the metrology side. On the sharp knife, because I've never actually unpacked this. Right. Boosh. Bish. Bash. Bosh. What the heck have we got? Well, let's get some plastic off it first of all. Ooh, very interesting. Very interesting. We've got some colour charts. And these are what this goes on. I told you about that before, and it measures the colours. I don't know how it does it. It does it. I'm going to charge that up and then in another video I'll show you it working. Right, so we got some sort of, well, it's a cast aluminium solid aluminium bed. If you can see that, can't see that there. Solid aluminium bed. I'll put you down again. Got levelling feet on it, and it's got one, two, three, four vernier gauges. Quite long ones. Let's turn you around. I know what's coming to my mind straight away, because this one doesn't have any ends on, so it means it's never going to be up, never going to work, is it? No, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to change batteries. Oh, tragedy. I took that battery out. It's a little focus, will you focus? I hate this one. It's a little degraded inside there. Possibly I can clean it up. The other one isn't too bad. So I'll see if I've got a spare battery and I'll pop it in there. So my trusty pack of batteries from the pound shop. 24 batteries for £1. How can you beat that? Hey, oh, we've got something. I'm not sure what we got. Oh, that might need a little bit of playing about with. I did put one in here, which, whoa, focus. Zero millimeters, inches, and it moves and it registers. Right. Oh, that looks focus. Okay, well that looks like a rather complicated bit of a beastie, as in that won't move unless that one moves. So I'm going to do a bit of fiddling around with that. But my idea was, as these have got no ends, as in it's not like a vernier caliper, then would they work as a DRO, poor man's DRO, on the tailstock or on the mill, if I can get them cleaned up and working. What's that one like inside? Pretty clear. There's a battery. Put that battery out of there. Comes in. You've got hands like spades, it's not easy. Oh, so it needs a bit of downwards pressure. Put it in right hole, Ian. Put it in right way. So it would help if you put it in the right way, which is There we go. Right. Inches. Millimeters. There we go. Right, okay. I think I can get something salvageable out of that. Now, I can't use Printing Press Services International. I can't use this table as a marking plate. However, if I take everything off and turn it upside down, it appeared to be very flat. So, I might be able to make use of it. Okay, well this one I persevered with and cleaned up some contacts, and it comes on. Seems to have a memory, I think. So if you're at that position, you can memory it, I think, and then move. Yeah, it holds it. Don't know what that does. No instructions with it, obviously. You can minus in 0.027.5. So a lot of noughts and half. Off. I'll take those batteries off. Anyway. Oh well, that was my Hafims, half a factory in my shed, metrology video. As Raphael Scrapper said to me, a lot of it's probably junk. I've got to agree with him. There are a few little useful items in there, things I can possibly take and use on other things. I like that last thing. I can take those large verniers off. One appears to be broken, needs a contact, needs something soldering into the middle. I think it would work. The other 1, 2, 3 work fine. I just have to decide what I do to it. I think take a video of it, take off all the verniers, store the flatbed until I can think of a use for it. The rest, sad to say, I'm not going to throw it in the scrap. I'll throw it out there and say, does anybody want some of this stuff? And if so, I'll put my email in the description and contact me, and maybe we can come to some agreement. It's like Paul, it's like you've got another 300-mile drive, Paul. I like this old stuff, you know. That's nice. That probably that appeals to me out of the lot. Ian, been a long video. Can only say, well, how long's a piece of string? Actually, I know the answer to that. It's twice the middle, the length to the end. So it is what it is. Next one, choice between the tooling or heavy stuff. I've got a lot of heavy stuff out of there as well. First, I've got to make a table. Ian in his shed. Hope you enjoyed that video. See you all soon. Well, that was a few hours ago, and I thought it would be safer to take the electronic verniers off that plate. And then I had a little play with some Miracle Metal Cream. And you might not have done so well on that side, but it's certainly cleaned up that side. I don't want to take too much patina off it. I want it to look old but gold. So I'm going to give that one a bit of a clean up, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. See you around.